Mike, what is your reaction to the Steelers using one of these precious in-person visits on Shedeur Sanders tomorrow?
Well, I don't regard the Steelers as a team that plays games when it comes to misdirections. We'll bring in the guys we're not interested in. We'll ignore the guys that we have no interest in. When you consider they didn't meet with Shedeur at the scouting combine, Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin didn't go to the pro day workout. I think they have to be ready in the event that Shedeur is there at 21. I don't know that they would trade up to get him, and I don't know that they'll pounce on a guy who falls to them in the low 20s again like they did with Kenny Pickett. Maybe the argument is it didn't work last time, it'll work this time. But I feel like the Steelers have always been, that 21 spot has always been kind of the floor for Sanders, because I think somebody would try to cut the line in front of the Steelers before they could take him if he slips past the Saints at number 9.
What about this other development that got connected immediately back to the Steelers as being indirectly related to them, I guess I really would say? Jalen Milroe getting the invite and accepting the invite to Green Bay, Mike. That raised a lot of eyebrows, like maybe
Yes, it did.
The NFL doesn't want these guys to sit in the green room, and that connected dots here of maybe the Steelers are the team that's interested. What do you read into that entire situation?
When the late Gil Brandt, Hall of Famer, was in charge of that process, there was an effort made to have a pretty damn good understanding that guys who were invited to the draft weren't going to be embarrassed or embarrass the league because it would look like they had gotten it wrong. So anytime you get an invite, now there have been years where they load up the green room and they're there for 3 days. They don't do that anymore. So I think it's significant that he's there. And it tells me somebody in that power structure that's making those decisions believes there's a damn good chance a first-round team is going to take him. So I think that's one of the tangible things pre-draft that you can read into. If a guy's invited to the green room, somebody believes he's going in round 1. Now, that person could be wrong, but somebody in a position of influence believes he's going round 1.
Mike, does Jaxson Dart feel like a possible Steelers pick to you at 21? He was here last week.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Look, quarterbacks get overdrafted because a franchise quarterback is such a precious commodity. If you think of every draft pick as a lottery ticket, for certain lottery tickets, the payoff is so significant that you're willing to take the risk on that ticket. And if you get a franchise quarterback, where else are you going to find a franchise quarterback? Unless Tom Brady becomes a free agent, or unless you get lucky and draft a Tom Brady with pick number 199. You're going to find a franchise quarterback more often than not in the first round of the draft. They declare themselves now. Gone are the days where there's some hidden gem like Tony Romo at Directional, Illinois, that didn't have a chance to transfer and didn't have a chance to develop in college. And nobody really understood how good he was. That doesn't happen. Now, look, it happened with Brock Purdy. But typically, and is he really a franchise quarterback? That's a debate for another day as well. If you're looking for a true short list top 5 guy, you're getting him in round 1. So I think that causes quarterbacks to get drafted earlier than maybe they otherwise would if they played a different position, all other things equal.
To tie this with the Rodgers stuff, Mike, do you think Rodgers maybe has a better idea than most people through his talks with the Steelers as to what they're looking at with pick 21, i.e., if he's getting the sense that they really do want to take a quarterback there, that might make him less inclined to want to come here because he thinks, hey, if it's Shedeur Sanders, he might just step in and start right away. I don't really want to be in. Or he's the number 1 pick for them. If I struggle a little bit, they're going to be calling for him. I don't want to deal with that kind of thing.
I think that's the bigger issue. And it goes more like this. What if we determine halfway through the season that this just isn't a year for the Steelers to do anything significant? Okay, let's find out what the young guy has. I mean, the Giants did that with Kurt Warner and Eli Manning in 2004. They were 5-4
That's
when
right.
they benched Kurt Warner for Eli Manning. So I think you introduce a potential awkwardness. And the last thing Aaron Rodgers is going to want is to be benched during the year that it's supposed to be his. And I don't know, it's his last year. Who knows? He may not even play this year. Who knows? But I don't think he wants to go into a situation where there's going to be a chance that if things don't go well, he's going to get put on the bench for somebody else. I mean, hell, last year, Woody Johnson reportedly wanted to bench him for Tyrod Taylor, or at least joked about it. I still don't know. When these owners joke about things, I don't know where the punchline is, but he joked about benching Aaron Rodgers for Tyrod Taylor after they lost in England.